what LTI system says, if some system, suppose this is a system, yes, the system has some input like xt and it has some output yt, okay, and the system is characterized with some process or mathematical operation, you can say, or that can be characterized with a term that is called st, and st is nothing but it is called impulse response, okay. What is impulse response? I have already said, if we give impulse signal as an input, the output of the system is called impulse response, okay. So let the characteristics of the system is impulse response, then the relation between xt, ht and yt is given by x of t star hash of t, okay. This thing we should know, and this formula, this is a new term that is called convolution, okay. Convolution, it is a mathematical term, you can say, like multiplication or addition. It is also one type of operation that has performed to analyze a system, okay, and it is applicable only for the LTI system, okay. So if you're going to find, if two term we know, that is xt and ht, then we can say that what will be the output of yt. So yt is nothing but xt convolve ht. So in mathematical it is given by minus infinity to infinity x of tau hash of t minus tau d tau, okay. So here you can see the equation, all the time is independent variable t, but here tau has come, okay, and integration also in terms of tau only. This tau is nothing but, you can say, here main variable, you can say, or you can say it is intermediate variable. So this is very important formula. This is formula for the convolution, very important, you should know. And if you're going to implement these things in a hardware level, then what are the operations involved in this equation, you should know. I have already explained in yesterday's class for section B, but for section A, let me revise. I will finish this in very quick, okay, and I'll give some properties as well as some numerical, okay, on this convolution today. Let me revise first. So this here tau is nothing but the intermediate variable. So what are the operations involved in this signal, in this equation? Let me say. So involved is, if you see here, okay, here tau is the main variable, okay. So you have to write ht as a main signal. So what are the operation has involved? First, here minus tau is there. So first operation will be minus tau. Minus tau means it is time reversal. Okay, time reversal. Again, you see this t minus tau is there. Means if you common minus tau, then it is tau minus t. So it will be, you can write like this. So take common like this. This is similar to this. Okay, this is similar to this. H of t minus tau. If you remove this, then it is nothing but h of t minus tau. So this is a shifting. This is, you can say, right shifting. Okay. So after reversing the signal, you are taking the right shift. So time shifting operation will be also there in the convolution. Okay. So what is the next operation? So we have got what? T minus tau by performing two operations. One is time reversal and another is time shifting. But what is the third operation is, we have to multiply with the x of tau. If we multiply with x of tau, then another operation there is multiplication. Okay. So it is many times asked in the interviewer that what are the operation has to be taken to implement a convolution equation. Okay. to implement a convolution hardware, you can say there are these three I have already said: time reversal, time shifting, and multiplication. And then the was is integration term is also there. So x of tau, h of t minus tau d tau. So this is nothing but, you can say, this is integration operation is there. Integrator, you can say, right? Integration only. Integration operation also there. So there are total 4 operations. Okay. This is for continuous time signal. For discrete time signal, equation you can write y of n equal to summation of k equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k h of n minus k. Okay. So all the first 3 operations will be same except the last for the discrete time signal. For last one would be summation, because here not integration, there will be the summation operation would be there. Okay. And other 3 are same. First one is time reversal, second one is time shifting, and third one is multiplication. But for discrete time signal, fourth one is summation. Okay, you write these things. So let me know if you completed section B, because I have taught already these things in section A, yesterday's class. You can write here operation involved in convolution. Okay, this thing you should know. What are the operations involved in a convolution equation? This convolution equation you have to memorize. Okay, it is like a plus or minus or a division. Okay, it is very important when you are going to analyze a system. Then this convolution comes into the picture. Is it over? So another important term is there, or KCC is there. Let me give that things also very quick. Okay. So some cases is there. Our equation is what? X of t, y of t equal to summation of minus infinity to infinity x of tau, h of t minus tau. This is the equation for the convolution between xt and ht. So case 1, this case are very important. That's why I am giving. And here this integration you are looking. No, so this integrations is vary with the characteristics of xt and ht. Okay, what I want to say, if xt is a non-causal signal, non-causal signal means a signal which exists from minus infinity to infinity. Okay, it exists for both positive and negative time duration. That is called non-causal signal. And ht also a non-causal signal. Then what is the yt? Yt is the similar with this equation. That is, the integration would be minus infinity to infinity only. Theta. So what is the case 2? Case 2 is, let xt is a causal signal. Okay, causal signal means it exists only 0 to infinity. Okay, a signal which is exists for 0 to infinity time duration, then those signals are called causal signal. And let ht also be a causal signal. Okay, and it exists from 0 to infinity. Then our yt equation will be, this is important, this limit is important, that's why I am giving this as a case. This case 2, the limit is from 0 to t. That thing you should know. X of tau, h of t minus tau, d tau. Okay, this limit is important. Yt equal to, if both are both a signal xt and ht is causal signal, then y2 would for finding the yt, the convolution limit would be from 0 to infinity. That's thing you should know, is very important. Most of the student often do mistake here. They put here integration limit is up to infinity. This is not up to infinity, this is up to t. That's thing you should remember. Okay, what is the third case? Third case is if xt is a non-causal. Okay, if xt is non-causal and ht is a causal signal. Non-causal means it is minus infinity to infinity, and causal means it is from 0 to infinity. Okay, then what is the equation for yt? Yt is minus infinity to t x of tau h of t minus tau, okay, d tau. These three equations you should remember based on the criteria of xt and ht. Okay, first of all you have to see whether this signal means xt and ht is causal or not. Then you apply according to these three equations. If you put if you wrongly put some limit other than this t or infinity, then you cannot solve that problem. Okay. So let me give one homework for the section B. I have already solved in section A. You try it. You try at home. Okay. If you're unable to solve, please let me know. Find the convolution between.
Sir, actually yesterday we didn't had class, sir, for section A.
Yeah, I have did this these things in section B. That's why I'm giving this this homework this as a for section A only. Section B already I have solved this problem for section B already. Is it clear? This homework is for section A. Mute your mic. Somebody's mute is on. Signal is this. So you can see here multiplication of ut is there. So both the signals are causal. So you apply this causal signal, this second one, and try to solve this numerical. Okay. So let me know if you finished. So write some properties. Okay, this thing is not taught in yesterday's class. These are very important. So there are many properties related with the convolution. So I will select 8 number of properties which are very important to solve the problem. So you should remember and you should practice more. Okay. So properties involve related with the convolution. Okay. So properties of convolution. These properties are very important because if you know the properties, then you can solve the numerical very easily. Because you cannot apply this integration formula to each of the problem. So first properties is multiplication. Okay. This is already I have taught when I discussed the properties of Fourier transform or Fourier series. Okay. So what I am saying, if a signal xt has Fourier transform of x of omega, okay, and ht, this is impulse response signal, or you can say this is a signal, okay, ht. If you take the Fourier transform, its Fourier transform can be represented with a cubital h, okay, this also omega. So what this convolution says, property says, if you multiply in the time domain, or multiply, or you can say, if you take the convolution in time domain, x of t convolution h of t, then what will be the term, what will be the equation for the frequency domain? In frequency domain, we just have to take the multiplication of these two signals, x of omega multiplication of h of omega. This is one property which are often used to solve the problem. Okay, this is a very important problem. If we take the conversion in time domain, in frequency domain, those signal gets multiplication. Okay. So second problem is important, that is time shifting. Second property is time shifting. So suppose any signal x of t is convolved h of t, is output would be what? Y of t. Okay. Suppose we know this relation. Okay. Xt convolution h of t is given the output as y of t. Okay. If you take any shifting to any signal means xt or ht, what will be the output shifting? So very important formula is there. If you take shift in time, shift in x signal, okay, if you shift right shift or left shift, anything, I am taking here right shift, okay, minus is there means it is right shift. So it is since I am taking, if you shift the signal xt and we convert with ht, and what will be the output? Output also shift by similar quantity, okay, t1. This is the properties of convolution. If you shift in any a signal xt, similar shifting should be in yt also. Okay, this you can prove because this is a LTI system. Okay, LTI system is the system is satisfy both linear property as well as time invariant property. What is time invariant system? If you make changes, in means input signal, then that changes can be seen in the output also. Somebody mentions, sir, if there is shifting of, I'll give, if there is shifting for both. Somebody said, what will be the shifting if both the signal will shift? What will be the yt if both the signal is shift? Somebody asked. Okay, let me give sequentially. I am changing. I am taking shifting only in x signal. Okay, if take third one, if x2 will be keep same, but if we shift hash of t by t2, okay, t2 quantity or any time duration, then output will also be shifting with that same quantity t2. Okay, very interesting. Another thing, if we shift, somebody already asked, if we shift both the signal, suppose let me shift xt with t1, convolve hash of t with t2, okay, then our yt will also shift by both the signal. Okay, this minus t1 minus t2. Okay, this thing you can know, these formulas are very important. These are all from time shifting. When you solve more problem, then those things will be clear. Okay, so you do practice more for taking the question from the previous examination. So third property is time scaling. There are totally 8 I am selecting. All are important. Time scaling means if x of t is scaled by a quantity and similar quantity is scaled in hash t also, then our yt would be 1 by mod of a y of at. Okay, this thing. If we scale both the term with at, then our output will also be 1 by mod a y at. This is this equation for the time scaling. Okay. Fourth one is convolution with the impulse signal. Okay, convolution in terms of impulse signal. Impulse signal means delta t signal. Okay, I think you already familiar with delta signal. It exists only at t equal to 0. I think you know impulse signals only exist in t equal to 0. Okay? So the convolution in terms of impulse signal. What I want to say, if any signal t, okay, is convolved with delta t. This delta t is the impulse signal. Impulse signal means it exists only for t equal to 0. Okay, and it shows 0 amplitude for all other t not equal to 0 duration. Okay, if you convolve these two signal xt or any signal xt is convolved with impulse signal, then similar signal can be seen. Okay, at the output. Now xt is convolved with delta t minus t naught. If a shifted version of delta is taken and it's convolved with any signal xt, then output will be similar signal only t, but shifted will be there. Shifting term will be there. Understand? So let me take another types. If our xt signal is shifted, okay, shifted version, and we are convolved with delta t, then our output will be similar to the same signal only. So if there is scaling for one term only, then yes, then that's formula cannot be applicable. Somebody say, sir, what will be taken if what will be signal if we take x of at convolve hash of t, then this time scaling property we cannot apply. That is the difference. Okay, that is the difference. Only applicable if both the signal is scaled with the same quantity. Okay, if we take different quantity, then we cannot apply this convolution formula or convolution property. There should be a same quantity of scaling factor a. So there are I am not getting any other properties where or there are no such properties where there are different kind of scaling version is there and there are different equation is there. There is nothing such equation is there. Okay, if you get such term, then you have to go to the normal procedure. Normal procedure means you have to go with the integration formula. Then you can solve that problem. So this thing, what I am talking about, fourth number property, x of t minus t naught convolution del t. Okay, if you convert these two, our same signal x2 will be represented with the shifted version of del t. So fourth one is if you taken shifted version in both the signal means x of t as well as delta signal also. Okay, suppose this is 1 x t minus t1 and del t minus t2, then our output would be xt only, but shifted version term will be there. That's thing you should know. These all are related to the impulse signal. So let me give the fifth number property. If you complete it, let me know. These properties are very important, okay, because most of the time one number of question has come in the competitive exams. Okay, so these formulas are very important. That's why I'm selecting 8 number of properties related with this convolution. Okay, So let me give the fifth number property. It is related with the area of the signal. Okay. Convolution of two signal so convolution of two signal gives common area between them. Okay. What I want to say, if yt is convolution of x of t into h of t. Okay. So if yt area is ay, okay, we can find this area of yt by multiplying area of x of signal and area of h of t. This will be not ht, this would be area of ht. So you should know the area of xt signal and area of y2 signal, then our yt would be what? Area of multiplying of these two signals. Sixth number is related with the differentiation. What it says, suppose the relation between xt, ht and yt is of a LTS is given by like this: yt equal to xt convolve ht. If you take a differentiation of any signal, okay, x of t or h of t, then this differentiation will come in the yt also. Okay. So it will be better to write at the right hand side. Then it will be, you will understand very nicely. Suppose if you convolve xt with h of t, then our output will be y of t. Okay. If you take differentiation of any signal xt, then our output will be also should be differentiated with y of t. Okay. Similarly, if we differentiate, if we keep the xt similar, and if we differentiate h of t, then our output will also should be differentiated by y of t. Okay, this is the formula. Should know. The differentiation come at the yt level also. So write the seventh one, that is, you can say cascade. This is new term for you. Cascade connection of LTI system. Okay. This is 7th number property. What it says, cascade connection means, suppose this is a system, okay. This is a system where xt is the input, where xt is the input, okay. And if the characteristics of this system is represented by h of 1, means impulse response, okay, h of 1 t, and it's feed to another system which impulse response is h of 2, okay, then what will be the output? So this type of connection is called cascade connection, okay. So we know in LTI system, both are LTI system, okay. We know if we feed this xt to the h of t, then suppose intermediate output is y of 1 of t, okay. So we know that y1 of t is nothing but convolution of these two, is h of t convolve h1 of t. This thing we should know from the properties of LTI system. So when this y1 is fed to the input to the h2, then what will be the yt? Yt is nothing but this is act as an input to the second system. That's why this y1 is taken as the input and it's convolved with h of t. Okay. Now we can put this thing y1 of t, this term here, x of t convolve h1 of t, okay, into h2 of t. So bracket, you can write this thing like this also. h1 of star h2 of t. Understand? So what is the ultimate you can say impulse response of the system? If xt is input and yt is output and two system is connected cascadely, and the overall impulse response would be h1 of t convolve h2 of t. This thing you should know. Is it clear? There are a property, one more is left. Class here, take the attendance also. Simultaneously, only 2 minutes left.
Yes, sir. I sent you, sir.
I'll take another attendance at the end of this class.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Section A, I have got. Section B. Section B also, please provide the attendance. For 8 number property is parallel connection. Parallel connection means xt is given as the input and two LTI system are connected as a parallel. This is a parallel connection, and earlier one is cascade connection. Okay, if connection is like this, okay, then if you take this is y1 of t, 1 of t is nothing but convolution of these two, xt convolve h1 of t, okay. And if you take output of this LTI system is yt, then this is xt convolve h of 2. Then y of t is nothing but summation of these two. Y of t is nothing but summation of y1 of t plus y2 of t. If we sum up, you will get xt h1 of t plus h2 of t. Okay, means if we connect parallelly, our impulse response will get summed up, means h1 of t plus h of t equal to y of t.